You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Live. Well, the NFL has figured out a way to make even more money. We knew this was coming. The involvement with gambling. Also, somehow, some way, Mike Florio's found a way to tie in the jab with gambling in the NFL. Now, this actually came from the Pro Football Talk TV show that I am watching literally right now. I paused it and I said, I'm making a video on this. Because they're talking about vaccination rates, and Mike Florio is losing his ever-loving mind. Literally, Peter King and him have, I think, talked about the jab for at least 20 minutes now. Yeah, well, this news broke via their website about how much the NFL is going to generate from gambling deals. NFL expects to generate $270 million from gambling deals. The NFL has gone from hating gambling to loving it because the NFL has found a way to turn gambling into a valuable revenue stream. We knew this was happening. With more and more American states legalizing sports wagering, with the NFL abandoning its past shunning of most things gambling, the league will be making plenty of money from its altered position. Via the Washington Post, the league expects to generate roughly $270 million in revenue this year from sports betting and gambling deals. NFL Executive VP and Chief Strategy Growth Officer Chris Halpin has said that eventually gambling will become a 10-figure revenue stream annually. You can definitely see the market growing to $1 billion plus of league opportunity over this decade. That's great news for football when it comes with an inherent warning for current stewards of the game. If some of that revenue isn't devoted to ensuring the accuracy of calls, protecting inside information, preventing the corruption of coaches, players, and officials, and otherwise safeguarding the integrity of the game, the league will be stepping into a bear trap eventually. As more and more dollars are legally bet on pro games, government officials will demand that playing fields become as level as possible. One scandal will potentially light a fuse for legislation, regulation, or prosecution. Early in the process of various states adopting gambling programs, some sports leagues wanted a piece of action for the sole purpose of financing programs aimed at ensuring the integrity of the games. That approach never took root. But that doesn't mean sports leagues shouldn't strive for the highest level of integrity possible. Now, let's get to how somehow, in a weird sort of way, I understand what Florio's trying to say here, but he's so ate up with absolutely knowing, having to know who's had that jab and who isn't. I cannot see him literally, truly being concerned about the gambling aspect. He's just hoping it's a ancillary fallout measure. But he is saying that he thinks even within a few weeks that members of Congress, for example, may end up getting involved where players that have not taken the jab will have to disclose publicly whether or not they are vaccinated. Are you kidding me? But that is a thing. He said, look, with this much gambling money involved, injury reports come out, people that are gamble have a heads up of who can play and who's not playing. If they are unvaccinated, they could be left out on game day after wagers have already rolled in based on regular injury reports, and all of a sudden that player's a scratch. He believes there could be true legal action, and the federal government may get involved because of the sports betting aspect, and players will be forced to disclose whether or not they're vaccinated over sports gambling because, all of a sudden, Kirk Cousins is out. Well, wait a minute, he wasn't on the injury report. Okay, so we are going down a slippery slope with all kinds of things now. We got sports gambling. We knew that was coming. And the thing about it is, now some of these leagues, it opens up a door for them to go even more woke. Why? Because they can take a hit if they lose some ratings. It's crazy. And now you have a tie-in with the jab possibly in sports gambling. And that's a thing. I mean, I don't like it. I don't think a player should have to disclose whether they've had the jab or not. I think that's personal. But when it comes to gambling and all the influence that has, I don't know where that's going to head, and it could get ugly. We could end up having a very ugly situation in the NFL in just the next 3 or 4 weeks because of sports gambling, because of the jab, who is and who isn't, and it could end up being a mess on the NFL's hands. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. Make sure you hit subscribe. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.